Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be telling a story about the dark side of a war based on a book I found. We start off with the marching of infantry units on both sides. The faction leaders begin to position their troops along the slightly biome which acts as the border between the two groups. Vapen assembles the spearmen and the pistol shooters to the front, while Kugra pits all his cavalry in the forest next to where they are. The Tribek begin to march towards them with battle-hardened stares while Kugra and his forces wait for his opportunity. Suddenly, a bunch of cavalry riders emerge from the woods. A crowd roars and screams surrounding Vapen's soldiers. Kugra and his troops begin to charge forward against the Tribek, with Bruce and Sly close behind them. Troops are being torn into by the raptors and the weapons their riders are using. They're starting to hold them back a bit with the pistols they have, but the Greeshock charge cut up from the front. Casualties on both sides. Bruce and the rest of the riders try to group around them to get them fully surrounded, when suddenly a cannonball shell is fired, hitting everyone into the air, cavalry and units all alike. Everyone is confused, not knowing what's going on, having their emotions shook and their battle-hardened stances broken. More cannons begin to fire, sending gunpowder and blood onto the scene, even hitting some of their own units in the process. Bruce sees the cannons positioned on the slope, so he takes Sly while everyone's in a panic, and he runs to try to get to the slope to take out the cannons to help them in the battle. While both sides continue to battle it out on the field, Bruce manages to get where the cannons are, and dismounts from Sly. Before they are able to load another shell, Bruce comes from behind and slices one of them with his sword. Another soldier hits the sword out of his hand, and now he's stuck in hand-to-hand combat with this soldier on top of the slope to get to the other cannons. They circle each other like lions, exchanging hit after hit, blow after blow, not stopping until one of them tires out. Bruce manages to knock him off his feet, getting him on the ground with him on top of him with his hand around his neck, trying to choke him out to knock him out. Before he can kill the soldier, a bullet goes through his right shoulder, knocking him off the man and onto the floor. Wailing in pain, the pistol shooter runs over to try and finish him off with the last shot that he has, when suddenly Sly jumps from the bushes, pouncing on the man and ripping into his neck. Bruce watches in victory as this noble cat saves his life from being killed. The one on the ground starts to gain his footing, but Bruce grabs a nearby rock and bashes his head in, ending his life and winning the fight. Bruce and Sly start taking down the rest of the soldiers and the rest of the cannons. Even with the soldier injury, he's still able to take down some of the soldiers with him, until they reach the final cannon on the slope. He loads up a shell and sends a shot directly into the middle of the Tribek where Vaping is, trying to kill their leader. He missed Vapen, but was still able to hit the middle of the group, sending them in different directions. Blood across the field and screams. Soldiers begin to surround Vapen's men, looking like they're about to be defeated, and the battles come to a loss. Vapen starts to stance from the cannon blast to come face to face with Kugra. Vapen draws his sword, ready to clash with his rival. Kugra whips out his axe and the two starts to fight to the death. The battle's starting to come to an end, both sides running out of tricks and the casualties getting high. Vapen and Kugra are viciously going at it, with both leaders really cut up and bruised. Bruce made it back onto the field, still fighting even with his shoulder injury, when suddenly a soldier comes up from behind and stabs him in the side. Sly comes to aid him in his worst, killing the soldier and slashing him in the face when suddenly he gets shot in the back of the head by another soldier. This sends Bruce into a rage, slicing and slashing through every soldier he sees, not caring about his own health. The Tribek soldiers are being torn to pieces, the casualties are too high, this causes them to do a retreat, causing a vast cheering in the crowd. Amongst all the cheering, Bruce heads over to Sly's corpse, upset and crying. He takes one of his saber teeth as a necklace to remind himself his first experience with war. I hope you all enjoyed my story. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.